Bible contains more than 1,800 prophecies. That's more than a quarter of the entire book. And all of Scripture is wrapped around this idea that God's inspired authors are speaking prophetically into the future. But can the words of a book really see into the future and foretell future events? Well, it can if it was written by an all-knowing creator God. Consider the ancient city of Tyre. It was one of the wealthiest, most fortified cities in the ancient world, and much of the world during that time considered Tyre to be completely impenetrable. In fact, the name Tyre literally means strength of a rock, and because of its strength and its power, it was considered to be a city that would last for an eternity. Around 580 BC, God gave Ezekiel, the prophet, a vision about Tyre, and it's recorded in Ezekiel chapter 26. Because the inhabitants of Tyre gloated over the destruction of Israel, God became angry at their lack of sympathy for the Jewish people. So he told Ezekiel to deliver them a message. Now, essentially the message was this, that God would cause King Nebuchadnezzar's armies to come up against the city, and that many nations would rise up like the waves of the sea against Tyre, and the ancient city would never be rebuilt, and God said her ruins would be cast into the sea, and he also said that one day it would become a place where fishermen would spread their nets. And you know what? It didn't take long before prophecy began to be fulfilled. Just a few years after Ezekiel's prophecy was recorded, history tells us that the armies of King Nebuchadnezzar came against the city and took the mainland portion of Tyre. Now, he didn't conquer the entire city, but no question he dealt a devastating blow, which was completely unexpected. Now, other nations came against her after that, but the most remarkable was Alexander the Great's attack in 332 BC. And when they got to the ruins of the mainland city, he found that the inhabitants of Tyre had fortified themselves on the island portion of the city. So Alexander the Great ordered his armies to take the ruins of the mainland portion of the city and throw them into the sea to make a land bridge from which he would launch an attack. And after 7 months, with the help of many other nations like the Sidonians, the Greeks, the Lycians, and armies from Cyprus, the entire city of Tyre had been completely destroyed. So history tells us that Nebuchadnezzar came against Tyre in 585 BC. Alexander the Great, with the help of many other nations, came against Tyre in 332 BC, completely destroyed. And her ruins were cast into the sea to make the land bridge, and to this day, the ancient city of Tyre has never been rebuilt. But there's one prophecy left. Remember, God said that fishermen would one day spread their nets over the ruins of Tyre? Guess what? If you visit the ancient city today, you'll find fishermen drying their nets on what's left of the ancient ruins of Tyre. Now, you can't make this stuff up. When God says something, he means it. The Bible's not a book to be mocked or made fun of. It's a serious book that is the Word of God. Remember that the next time you pick it up and experience it for yourself.